How's it going, everybody? My name is Ghost.
My name is Victor.
Welcome to CoD Coffee. This is going to be a show where we're going to give you just kind of a weekly update on what's been going on in the CoD community. News on YouTubers, news on the developers, news on the current game, the previous game, maybe even future games. But today, we're kind of going to focus on a little bit more just Black Ops 4. We'll probably throw in a little bit of the 2v2 alpha that we played. But yeah, so for the beginning, when Black Ops 4 first came out, I was really excited for this game. Black Ops, of course, being one of my favorite COD franchises. And it was our first Black Ops game back to boots on the ground. Black Ops 2, one of my favorite Black Ops games of all time. When I got my hands on the beta, though, the game felt just a little bit empty. You know, I kind of felt like there was bits and pieces that were just kind of missing. It kind of felt to me like the game was not supposed to be 100% boots on the ground, like they were hiding something in there. There was all these areas that it seemed like you could be able to boost jump into or wall run on. It felt like they took something out. It did have a little bit of that classic COD feel, but it was a little bit leaning on the hero shooter side of things. So yeah, the whole specialist thing that I wasn't too fond to get back on. I was really hoping that they were going to kind of move away from that and just give us the classic perk system back.
The perk system, just kind of like, a little bit of sliding, not that crazy, jetpack slide, but
Well, what I'm talking about when I say perk system, I mean when you get kind of like in Modern Warfare where you had to pick three. You either got to pick your 3 frags, last stand, or stopping power, jug. Right. You know what I mean?
Pretty much set your class up before you start the game,
Yeah. There was a few other things about the multiplayer that I just couldn't really wrap my head around. For one, the map design just didn't really feel like it was all there. Some maps kept that classic 3-lane COD map, but some of them just didn't feel like they had that proper Call of Duty flow for score streaks, and I felt like every single time I was trying to either rain down a lightning strike or a Hellstorm missile or anything like that, there was either a bridge or a tree or something that was getting in the way from me getting an actual decent kill or two. The score streaks at first were really nice and powerful, but about halfway through the year, Treyarch just decided for some reason to absolutely nerf these things into the ground, and they also took our points away down to, I do believe, 10 points a kill now?
Yep.
When you were getting 50 or 25, I don't remember, but they had the snowball effect where you would get one score streak and it would roll into the next score streak. Now, it is possible, but it happens at a way slower rate, and you have to either be capturing points or getting kills to actually keep that score streak roll going.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, pretty much. If you're not pretty much what way it's played now is like if you like Ghost said here, if you're not sitting there, like if you're playing domination, for example, and you launch out your lightning strike or your attack chopper or something, you're just not going to roll over into kills unless you really are actually in the midst of your attack chopper. You do have to be either capturing A, B, or C or whatever and getting kills at the same time to keep that constant kill going. It just seems like it's just way harder to just continuously, roll over your score streaks just left and right like we used to be able to do, I'd be sitting there launching my sniper's nest, and then as soon as the sky clears, then launching my attack chopper, or and that's probably the last backwards, but
Yes, yeah, it's kind of...
You get what I'm saying on that, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's just way harder to do.
It actually just kind of made me think of... this is the first COD that we've had that the time to kill was actually bumped up to 150 instead of 100. So it takes quite a few more bullets to actually kill somebody in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, if they got that boost by crash or whatever, it actually bumps them up to 200 health. So if you run around a corner and you're facing, 3 guys, it's pretty much very unlikely that you're going to beat that gunfight unless all 3 of them are absolutely have no thumbs or,
you're sitting there getting straight up nothing but headshots.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, pure
very,
headshot.
very, very true. One other thing that this game was always lacking, and actually they were promising for a really long time, was lobby leaderboards. See, now, I don't really like the wording there because lobby leaderboards can just mean who is in your lobby. I want global. I've been grinding boards for the last 3-4 years now. I started off in Black Ops 3. I got off to the top 5,000 in the world, and then I kind of took a break when Infinite Warfare came out because I didn't care about that game whatsoever. I was playing Modern Warfare, and I got into the top 1,000 in the world in that game. World War II came out, and I reached the top 300 in the world for that game. This is all on the PS4, too. So yeah, when Treyarch said that these boards were coming, and they never came. They always said that they were coming, but they never came.
The leaderboards are coming.
I mean, that's a big killer for me. I mean, that was something that actually kept me on their game, grinding it 24/7. Actually playing it was my position in the world. Like, I didn't care about almost anything else. Like, even when I didn't want to play for fun, I was still grinding their game. I was playing 24/7 just because I wanted to see that spot. I wanted to see my spot go up. Working a full-time job, coming home, jumping on the game every single day. I mean, seriously, there were some days I wouldn't even wash my ass. I would literally jump on Call of Duty and just play. You know what I mean? It's bad, but sometimes when you want that spot, you know what I mean?
Right.
I actually got some recognition from some people too during that time.
It gave you a purpose in the game, besides, small shit. It gave you a much, much bigger purpose. And in my opinion, honestly, a global leaderboard, I mean, dude, who doesn't want to see their position rise globally,
I mean, yes, it is. But the thing about boards, though, too, is that it is just points, to be perfectly honest, and if whoever has more time on their hands can put up more points on the board. But if you're good, you can put up more points at a faster rate. Right. Of course, unless you're cheating or you found a way to break the system, which a lot of people have, and it shows on the boards. You can tell who's either boosting or who's found a glitch or whatever. We all know. So I want to talk about the Black Ops Pass just a little bit, because this was one that kind of, I think, irked me and the rest of the community quite a bit. We were promised when we got this thing that we were going to get the most content that we have ever seen in a Call of Duty game. We were also promised that this game was supposed to be a service game, which a service game is pretty much when a game comes out and is constantly updated. You know what I mean? The game never goes offline, and it is constantly updated with new modes, new updates, new cosmetics, just pretty much things to do throughout the game. And this game has felt lackluster, to really say the least. We get, when each of the DLC packs drop, we get 2 multiplayer maps, a zombies map, and usually a couple blackout updates, or a character or 2. It's not sufficient to what we were getting in the past. We were getting 4 maps plus a zombies experience, new weapons, new camos, events. Black Ops 4 has been really underwhelming in all of these areas. Needless to say, and their microtransaction system is one of the worst that we've ever seen in any Call of Duty game.
By far, dude. By far.
I would say Black Ops 3 is pretty much riding the tails of it, because even in Black Ops 3, there is ways that you will never obtain some of these weapons. You could play for 40, 50 years of your life and never get these weapons. Get as many crypto keys and drop as many loot boxes as you absolutely want. You will never see that weapon. Why? Because it's all by the rule of chance, and you can't buy those weapons out of a shop or something, or you know what I mean. Now, you can't buy weapons in Black Ops 4 either, but most of the weapons were obtainable through the supply stream until about halfway through the year, and then they started adding weapons into strictly supply drops, which is when Black Ops went pay to win. I hate to say that, but it really did. It went pay to win because some of these guns that they were putting in there, they're one-shot kill, they're really cheesy, and you can only obtain them through supply drops, so you could drop a bunch of money, end up getting these weapons where other people won't. That's really bad to say, but yeah, that is how it is.
Yeah, you won't catch me paying for that shit myself.
And, you know, there was that thing where they actually caught a lot of flack a while back. I haven't seen anything this ridiculous pretty much since they did it, but they were charging $1 for a red dot reticle. Now, I'm not joking, a red dot reticle, a single red dot. There was nothing special about it, not just a red dot. Now, roll that around in your head. Like, there's been a red dot on every reticle that we've had in COD, you know, like, and they're charging you $1 for it.
$1 for a dot.
So that's Black Ops 4 microtransactions for you.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous though too.
Yeah, and I mean, with all the new content that they add, you can't even really call it content, because when you have to pay for it, is it really, you know what I mean? Is it really new content? Because you already paid $60 for the game. You paid $50 for the season pass.
You basically pay $120 for the game, and you still got to keep forking out money for shit.
Yeah, I mean, and what if you paid for one of the special, you know, editions, and you forked out $80 for the game, or $100 for the game, and then plus the season pass, and then plus, you know, what if you paid for something else? I feel really bad for the people that have dumped a lot of money into this game, and I know for a fact that they're out there, and it's actually kind of sad.
Yeah,
but
feel sorry for all of you guys, honestly. I mean, it's ridiculous how you fork out so much money for the game and everything, and then yet you still have to pay for pretty much everything else. You know, like I said, you know, about a minute and a half ago, you know, like, you know, pay to win, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I guess big old Activision's got to make their money somehow. You know, Papa Activision. So, with multiplayer this year, I can't really get behind it 100%. I hit Master Prestige, and since then, I just haven't touched it or wanted to play it. Almost every COD I've had that need or want to get to level, you know, the 1,000 mark, but in this COD I couldn't do it. There's too much specialist cheese, and
yeah, especially that Zero. I mean, she's an issue. She's the main issue why I don't even play multiplayer anymore, because it's like I get all my score streaks, and you know, I mean, kudos to whoever uses her. I mean, using her right, you know, I mean, I can't complain too bad, because she's in the game for a reason, and she has her abilities for a reason, so they're there to use. So I can't really complain too much, but I will complain about the fact, like, if I get I work, you know, freaking getting so many damn kills to finally get a score streak or something, you know, I'm having a bad day or whatever, and I finally hit a score streak, or like my sniper's nest, and next thing you know, I get my sniper's nest in the field, and all of a sudden, boom, my sniper's nest is killing me.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I said, kudos, that's what she's there for, but at the same time, I think it's a little kind of ridiculous to an extent.
Yeah, no, Zero was kind of a game-breaking thing for me. Made me not want to play multiplayer at all, because any score streak I would get would just be automatically hacked and stolen from me. And back when she first came out, she was actually able to turn your score streaks against you and able to kill you. So I'm glad that they at least nerfed her in that aspect. So now most of the score streaks that she hacks that they don't turn on you. She just gets rid of them. But still, it's just all around bad. But not only that, just all the other specialists, they just kill it for me, man. Like I can't stand being on a really nice streak and being killed by some little R2-D2 thing that rolls around the corner and shocks me to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Prophet's a little trophy system, whatever it's called.
Yeah, or just anything like that. I feel like it's so cheesy, and you're pretty much... Specialists feel to me like a way to reward bad players. As bad as... like that. That's really what it is, because you could be doing just terrible, god-awful, and... you can still get a kill or two by simply the press of a button.
Mm-hmm.
It just
like I actually enjoyed using Torque. He was one of my favorite ones because I didn't think he was that bad of a specialist because his ability is just sticking the ground. Like I could put a razor wire in a doorway and put a barricade.
Well, don't get me wrong. I had specialists that I liked using. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
Basic
There's some of them that I did enjoy and had a good time using, but for the most part, I just feel like it doesn't have place in a Call of Duty game. If that makes any sense, it feels like a hero shooter. It feels more like an Overwatch or something like that along those lines.
Right.
Kind of like Apex Legends is doing that same kind of thing now, where they have characters that each one has their own special ability that can either get a kill or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Something that helps them out in some major way. So to wrap up the multiplayer for this year, honestly, from a 0 to 10, I would probably give the multiplayer about a 4. I know I'm kind of being harsh on it, but with everything combined, yeah, I don't find this to be one of the better multiplayer experiences when it comes to Call of Duty. I find that there's a lot better ones. I mean, especially even in recent years, I would way rather play Black Ops 3, to be perfectly honest. What would you rate the multiplayer side?
Honestly, the multiplayer, I'd raise you about 0.5. It's about 4.5 for me on multiplayer, just because, I mean, it kills it for me. Huh?
4.5. I got you.
4.5.
I got you, sir.
I won't even give it a solid 5. I mean, sorry, not sorry. Like real talk, man.
All right, he's made up his mind. We're going 4.5.
4.5.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the juggernaut of this game, and that's Blackout. Oh. I've spent more time in this mode than any other mode in this game. I think Victor has too.
Yep. Especially Alcatraz.
I think a lot of the community has actually spent more time in Blackout than any other mode this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, every time I go over into multiplayer, I always see a bunch of sweats everywhere, Master Prestige. All the lobbies now are full with Master Prestiges. I mean, every time that I get in, but...
Grind.
Just from the looks of things, I feel like the community enjoyed Blackout more as a whole. But Blackout was something completely new that CoD has never seen before. We've never had anything on this massive of a scale, on this size, that CoD has ever done. I mean, the largest that we've ever seen in a game mode for Call of Duty is 9v9 Ground War.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, this is 100 players on one single huge map. I mean, granted, the graphics aren't anything to really gawk at, but...
I think the graphics are actually pretty decent, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, but compared to a lot of the other titles that are out now, they're kind of potato-ish. I mean, just to say the least. I mean, but
I'd rather take a potato than a cartoon any day, though.
What? Yeah, shots fired. Shit. Okay.
Just being honest, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with Blackout, it's a great mode. I do kind of feel that Blackout this year stole from the other modes. Multiplayer wasn't updated as much as it should have been. There wasn't enough modes. You know, it was very lackluster. Blackout seemed like it was constantly getting the weapons first. It was constantly getting map updates, new spots to drop. We had the Blightfather, was that big ass zombie thing. You know, it was fun. Yeah. I actually really wanted to see more of those kind of characters or more of those kind of events, but they never did it. That was the only one that we saw. I wanted to see them toss in like maybe some bigger zombies or some more monsters or something like that, but that's something that they never did. I don't. You
never know. Understand. I mean, Halloween's around the corner. You might get some little special.
It is, but you might not catch me dead playing this game after Modern Warfare 2 comes or Modern Warfare comes out. Makes me know I want to play Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, and when you get victories in this game mode, it feels amazing. Like beating all those people and coming out on top. There's really nothing like it. I have to admit, after a while, it starts to feel a little boring, like you need something else. But knowing that you're the very last person to stand after all those people have gone, it's quite the feeling, you know?
I mean, it's definitely a better feeling than getting some wins in some multiplayer for sure. But like a Blackout win, you know, like I can't tell you how good I even feel, you know? Like especially for like last night, dude. I mean, I got 4 victories back to back. Back to back, just bam, bam, bam. You like, woo!
Now, the one thing that I have to gripe about Treyarch a little bit is that they really wanted to treat this game like it's an esports game, and the balancing issues that this game has had is almost a little bit too much. Like the Paladin was really good at first. When we first got our hands on this game, the Paladin was literally one-shotting people.
It was the go-to.
Level 2 armor straight through the chest, one shot, they were done. Now you have to get a headshot in order for it to be a one-shot, one kill. Unless they have level 3 armor. I do believe it's 2. But, you know, some of my favorite guns got nerfed into absolutely oblivion, and I think that's just what kind of ruins this game sometimes. I really think that's what gave Modern Warfare 2 such a great feeling, was we had so many overpowered guns, and a lot of people would rage and freak out and get mad when you would use certain things, but I think that's also what gave that game the charm and the fun that it had, you know?
Yeah, you gotta at least have one freaking OP weapon or something, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that'll gravitate towards that, but that's what makes certain games and certain things fun to use. You know what I mean? If you absolutely balance everything to do the exact same, what's the point of even having different weapons?
Yeah, you're just pretty much playing with vanilla ice cream, you know? You got no other flavor. You got no other flavors in there, bro. I know it's a weird analogy to use, but I mean, it's true. It really is true. I mean, if every gun was the same.
So yeah,
but if every weapon was the same, then it would literally be boring. Yeah. I mean, I love the diversity of the weapons. I really do. You know how some are more. I mean, it's you're not gonna go out and like use real life, for example. You're not gonna sit there and shoot somebody from 30 miles down the road with a pistol. You know, I mean. I keep hearing or seeing all these people just back to back, just like, oh my god, this is bullshit, you know, like, just suck it up. Yeah. It's part of the game.
No, yeah. So Blackout also had a problem around the lifetime when the game first came out, that it had a connection interruption problem, where the game would constantly lag out and sometimes completely boot you out of the server. This was happening for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. It was, and I was one of the people.
It's funny how he says that, because I know it was happening to him a lot.
Yeah, every single time I would load up and it would connection interrupt either. I mean, I don't mind if it's like right in the drop before I drop, but it would always happen after like 5 minutes into the game, I'd sit there and I'd drop, and here's the funny thing, okay, and it's really not that funny, but I'd sit there and get I'd get like a level 2, level 3 armor, and finally get some, like, I mean, I'm talking like loaded up, like I would find like a paladin, or my favorite one actually would be like the Koshko or the outlaw. I'd find one of them two and fully deck it out and get myself like a Maddox or Damon X or something, and fully deck it out and have like I said, level 2 or level 3 armor, and then all of a sudden connection interrupted and boots me out. Like that right there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there who have dealt with this feel the same way on how much that was a bunch of BS. Like, I can't help but laugh at it, guys. I'm sorry, but it's just that ridiculous.
So Blackout also had some of it had some limited time modes. It's had Hot Pursuit. We had Pandemic. We've had Ambush.
Alcatraz. Except that's so far looking like it's sticking around.
There was Alcatraz, yeah. Which, I mean, that's honestly was one of my favorite modes to play. I actually play it pretty much whenever I hop on Black Ops 4.
Love Alcatraz. Ambush was also like another of my favorites.
Ambush is really fun too. Only snipers and knives. I mean,
yeah, that was really, really fun.
Except for when they first came out, everybody was just running each other over with 4-wheelers.
Yeah, I know,
that's
right?
all they were doing. I mean, you'd wait till you get to the final circle, and you got like 4 or 5 quads just driving around in circles. You know,
freaking Shark Week up in there, just sitting there and circle you like freaking Jaws or something. Victory. So,
you know, this isn't really part of Blackout, but I mean, it actually is. But
it is.
So our man Vaughn, our good old Mr. DJ Vaughn, well, Mr. Vondahar was actually fired about a month ago, which is fucking crazy because to think about it, this man like has been one of the pioneer guys at Treyarch. I mean, he helped with Black Ops 2. I think he said in like an interview just a little while back he actually didn't help with Black Ops 3, but he did Black Ops 2 and he did Blackout, which is both are absolutely amazing. But Vaughn was fired, and I think it kind of took the community by a shock because this is something that we definitely didn't see happening. But it kind of makes me think back to World War II. Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield were actually let go. It was kind of a thing with World War II where it was kind of an understanding why they got let go, but at the same time, I was like, the game was getting better. The game was getting way better right when they got let go. But the new head of the studio over at Sledgehammer, Aaron, I think he took the game in a way better direction. World War II got 1,000 times better right at the end of its life cycle. I mean,
it was kind of crazy how Black Ops 4 come out, and then all of a sudden you wanted to go back to World War II for just a minute.
If you stopped playing World War II because you thought it was boring or something, you didn't like how they had like the divisions and stuff, try to go back and play it now. That game, it's actually a lot of fun. It's great. But yeah, man, the whole thing with Vaughn just kind of, it really surprised me because making one of the greatest COD games that we've ever had and then
getting canned
with Blackout and getting canned. I mean, I don't know if it was because he maybe opened up a little bit too much on Twitter because I saw some of the things he was saying on there. And
thanks for the game note.
I know Activision doesn't like them talking too political about certain things. I know views and stuff should be kept to yourself. And yeah, Vaughn was firing some shots there, especially at good old Donny Boy. You know,
yeah. Now it's
the orange man in office. But anyway, yeah, so Blackout was really good this year. Something completely new for Call of Duty. Would I like to see a Battle Royale return in a Call of Duty? That's a really hard question for me because I feel like this year with COD, Blackout kind of saved it because without it, I don't think I would have been playing too much Call of Duty this year. I probably would have found time to play other stuff. I mean, yeah, it's okay, but there was other things that I would have probably enjoyed rather playing more. I mean, if it didn't have Blackout and it was just like for the multiplayer and zombies, I mean, I probably would have been playing something like Apex or some single player games or some Battlefield, because this year just didn't really fully grab my attention. I mean,
if it didn't have Blackout, I probably would have been still playing World War II.
Yeah.
Or maybe some Modern Warfare remastered,
Yeah, for sure. I've actually been going back to that just a little bit here, just recently. So I figure we'll flop over to zombies here, a little. And, what? Anyway, now, so with zombies, it was a disappointment.
Major disappointment.
It really was for me. I really can't think of anything else to really say for that. Being a huge zombies fan, especially with Treyarch, that's one of the biggest things that I look forward to when their games comes out. And this year, it really fell short for me. I think there was quite a few reasons why, though. I mean, at least for me personally, the new story it didn't grasp my attention that much. It felt boring and just kind of hollow, and it didn't hold a candle to the Premise crew or the Ultimus crew or their story. The game also had a problem with blue screen codes when you would get up into higher rounds, or even like mediocre high rounds, like what the average player would consider to be a high round, like round 30s, 40s. The game had a big problem with blue screening and completely kicking you out of the application, which made it very annoying for zombie players to play. And this would actually happen more frequently the higher rounds that you would get. So making it for the zombie players and for the zombie YouTubers that like getting to high rounds and doing all that stuff just didn't really make it an enjoyment for them to do. Granted, this issue did get fixed, but it did take them quite a while to do. Every once in a while, these blue screens still come up. It is still an issue, but it is fixed quite a bit. It doesn't really happen that often. And also, I felt that Zombies was made too much for the casual player. Like before, I really felt like you were just thrown into a room and you were pretty much just made to deal with it. There was no settings for like the difficulty. You couldn't set it to easy or normal or hard or whatever. You had one option. You were just to play zombies. You were thrown in the room. You see how many rounds you can make. This game really made it so
you can keep it easy throughout the entire game.
You could, you could really.
That to me, that personally, my personal opinion, that right there, and I'm pretty sure any real zombies player can agree with this, is like that was the beauty of zombies. Just like what Gus was saying, you jump in there, and yes, the zombies on their own would get more difficult.
Yeah,
but then that was the beauty of it. Of course, you start off real easy. Wipe. I can make it through almost the first 10 rounds. Especially back in Black Ops 3 zombies. I can make it through the first 10, 15 rounds with just a pistol. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it got pretty difficult after round 6, 7, but I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, once you reach, after you hit up in them teens, and of course, it just gets harder and harder and harder, and that's what I loved about it. And this whole being able to, seeing people set it to easy and then brag about making it to round 30, it's like, well, you were easy the whole time,
that'll show up on their leaderboards and stuff too, if anybody was really that interested to go check it out. But I mean, they're probably not, just being truthful. They probably don't care.
No, they don't.
But I mean, I will always love zombies, but I just kind of felt like this year it really fell short for me. I am looking forward to the new map that is supposed to come out here, I think September 23rd. But I will be playing the Modern Warfare beta. I'm not sure if it's over that weekend or not. I'll have to look back into that.
September 12th, right?
Well, it's the weekend that it starts that's the early access for the PS4 user starts on the 12th.
Yeah.
And then the open beta starts on the 14th for everybody.
Yeah, well, for us it's the 12th. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of own the game already. It's not even out yet.
Well, the one thing with like Modern Warfare 2 is that it's going to be crossplay. So if you have friends that are either on the PC, on the Xbox, you can join up with them and play. I really like this. This is something that the COD community's wanted for a really long time. It's really cool. It breaks that wall and barrier of, you know, I can't play with you, you can't play with me kind of thing. The only thing that kind of worries me is PC, because they have keyboard and mouse, and I think it's a little bit easier to implement hacks and everything like that, but I think they'll have a system to kind of work those out.
Hopefully, because I don't want to be sitting there playing with some hacker with a new game like that.
I'm really hoping anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, we kind of got off topic there, but to wrap up Zombies as a whole, this year I'm giving Zombies a 4 out of 10.
I don't even think I can do that.
No?
No. Honestly, and I might catch a little bit of hate for this, but I give Zombies a 3. Straight up 3.
All right.
I mean, and I love Zombies.
I mean, I could probably lean down towards a 3 too.
You know, because it's cool, but it just doesn't catch my eye. It really doesn't. There's just something about it, and honestly,
Yeah.
Once I figure it out, I'll let you guys know what
Yeah.
my issue is. But I still haven't figured it out yet. There is something that I just don't like it. I sit there and I've tried. I even tried last night when I got done playing, you know, my rounds of Blackout, dude.
That was one other thing. We just wrapped up some Zombies. Okay, so it's sitting at about a 4, 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5, 4. All right.
Yeah, you gonna give me a 3.5?
Okay. Now, we forgot to rate Blackout. I know it's honestly, I can't believe we did that, but we forgot to rate Blackout. So, Blackout, 1 to 10. What would you rate it?
Honestly, I give it a 9.
All right.
9 out of 10.
All right. Yeah, I honestly was thinking about a 9 too. As far as battle royales go, I don't think it was too bad. I think it was pretty good.
It's a load of fun, man. I tell you, it really is.
It is. As far as the battle royales that are out there, I mean, to me, it's my favorite to play. Do I think it's the best? No. I mean, to be perfectly honest, when it comes to their system, the way the game is handled, the way that it's played, the pinging system, I'd probably give it to Apex Legends, but just because I love Call of Duty, I love the way it feels, the nostalgia in the maps, so the Blackout map as a whole, going through all the old maps that I've played all the time, just that classic Call of Duty feel. It's really smooth. Yeah, it just brings me back to Blackout. I have to give it a 10.
Alright.
So, to wrap out Black Ops 4 as a whole this year, I was really excited for this game when it first came out and when we first heard about it. My first impressions of it, when I first got my hands on it, I actually loved this game. I thought it was amazing, you know. I thought the multiplayer, back when I first got it, I probably would have gave the multiplayer about a 6. It started getting worse because of just the lack of content and everything that was in it. The more cheese that they put into the game, it just got worse, and I just couldn't do it. So my impressions of that got way worse.
It was just overwhelming with a bunch of shit.
Yeah, and it
way overwhelming.
Just a few months into the year, I thought that the microtransaction system in this game was fair and at least decent. It wasn't the greatest, but it was at least decent. We had a stream that you could grind through with just hours, and you would get pretty much all the content that they had to offer in that update. But they changed it about halfway through the year, and they started adding stuff strictly into their drops, and that was really not a good look for them. But I knew it was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen. You know, you can't have a Call of Duty game without surprise mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with zombies just falling really short for me, Blackout saved this game. I mean, overall, it completely saved this game. I'm probably going to rate Black Ops 4 out of 5. And it's kind of tough because I almost wanted to rate it a 4. I'm going to give it a 5 because Blackout is really good. But multiplayer is what I play Call of Duty for, and that's the heart and soul of this game, and it really just wasn't there. I mean, I felt like all the resources and everything went into Blackout, and
it shows. It definitely shows, man. You could definitely tell it.
Well, it does, but at the same time, I even feel like they could have been more. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, they could have definitely went a different direction with it and still probably actually pulled it off, but they chose not to. You know, for some weird reason this year, they chose to go the route they did. And you know, my rating of Blackout, or just Black Ops 4 in general, myself, I'll give it about a 6, actually.
6?
Yeah, I get about a 6. You know, because just mainly because of the Blackout. You know, because I mean, I can't lie. I mean, multiplayer was fun. You know, I can't lie about that. But yeah, it did get worse. And then all of a sudden, I got more of the hang of Blackout, and it was just. I mean, I remember when the game dropped, dude. That's all we really played. We were talking about playing all the other modes, and we were just stuck on Blackout. You know.
Yeah,
on drop night, dude.
I kind of knew once the beta hit what I was going to be spending most of my time in, you know, because we got the multiplayer first. We had one of the weekends with that.
Yeah, just the multiplayer, and then we had the week with Blackout.
We had the week with Blackout, yeah.
And then, of course, drop night, I went through a pound of Skittles playing Blackout.
I knew that weekend when I was playing, I was like, this is what we're going to spend the most of our time on this year. I know it, because, you know, it's... Yeah,
and look, it was, and honestly, it was every moment was fun, every moment, and it still is, and it still always will be. But
I enjoy myself in Blackout quite a bit, but I gotta say, Modern Warfare is just around the corner, and all my time I'm pretty sure is going to be going into that because that game so far it looks phenomenal. The team over there at Infinity Ward is doing a fantastic job on that game from what I've seen so far and from what I've played.
Yeah, that beta was actually pretty fun. I mean, I wasn't too crazy about the gunfight mode, but it was. But just in general, though, the way it felt.
I was gonna say
the way it felt, it felt like I was kind of like, I don't know. It just seems a little more realistic, actually, like with the gunfire and.
Yeah, with like the 2v2 alpha, that's probably not a game mode that I'll spend a lot of my time in, if probably hardly any. But I was really grateful just to get our hands on it because it really did give you a feel for the game, what the weapons are going to feel like, what the movement's going to feel like, what the animations look like, give you a little bit of a chance to actually use the mechanics that are in the game, whether it's the mounting or the leaning, because there is some new things that we haven't really seen in COD before.
Oh, yeah, that leaning was actually... Well, no, wait,
we had some leaning in Ghosts. We had leaning in Ghosts.
Modern Warfare Remastered as well. There was leaning in there, I believe, wasn't there?
No,
there wasn't?
No, the only COD game we had leaning in was Ghosts.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks really, really good. I'm really, really excited. It gives me that feel of Modern Warfare 2. I mean, of course, with like the updated graphics and everything like that. But
of course,
that's really what it feels like to me. I'm really, really excited for it. With the handful of weapons that I got to use, you know, with like the Deagle, I mean, dude, I love using that thing, dude. You could cross map somebody one shot to the dome. I mean, I think just amazing.
That thing was pretty powerful, actually.
That shotgun with the sniper scope on it.
That was
crazy,
ridiculous, dude. I mean, not in a bad way, but that was like fucking ridiculous. Shotgun with a scope, bro.
Yeah, no, dude.
Oh my god.
And like the sniping actually feels really good too. Of course, we only got our hands on one of the sniper rifles, but quick scoping doesn't feel too bad. It feels like it actually takes a little bit of time to pull up your gun, but it feels good. It feels like it has that sweet spot where quick scoping won't be too rampant, but yet again, snipers are still going to be really fun to use.
Oh yeah,
montages are definitely back. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good year.
This is going to be a damn good year for the Modern Warfare. Quite frankly, I mean, I can't wait to sit there and play the actual beta, get my hands on that multiplayer, and see how that runs. I mean, if the 2v2 gunfight was as clean as it was, I can't imagine how the multiplayer is going to look.
Oh yeah, man.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's just going to be beautiful.
From the gameplay that I've been seeing and watching, the game looks gorgeous. I mean, it does. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Especially with that, what's there, 20v20 and 30v30. I mean, that sounds nuts, dude. I mean, yeah, kind of ripping off Battlefield just a little bit, but I mean, hey, it's something that I think Call of Duty's been needing to do for quite a while. It's something.
Yeah, give us something a little more flavor, you know?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, we're taking Call of Duty style battles and moving them to a way larger scale Battlefield, like how Battlefield has. You know what I mean? Because they have Conquest and shit like that, where it has these big, massive battles with vehicles and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like actual combat, like actual
the
war.
one thing that Call of Duty has is kill streaks. Kill streaks, kill streaks, kill streaks.
That's one thing that I'm excited for.
Make this game. I mean,
that's what I'm excited for. I am tired. I mean, yeah, okay, cool. Score streaks, awesome. But I prefer.
But that's what I'm saying though. A massive battle with kill streaks is something that we've never seen. Not in a Battlefield game. Not in a Call of Duty game. Like, this is an entirely new thing for Call of Duty to be on this big of a scale and still have the Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying, mechanics. Because this ain't like Blackout where it's like a battle royale. This is a massive scale Call of Duty warfare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you think they might bring back some old school kill streaks?
Oh yeah, I think we're going to see
like the K9 unit, unit, and all that. Remember that from Black Ops?
Oh yeah. I don't think we'll see. I don't think we'll see the K9s
probably
in this one. I know we're definitely going to see the Juggernaut. Yeah. We're definitely going to see Chopper Gunner. We're going to see the AC-130. There's definitely going to be some score streaks in this game.
Oh yeah, and of course your typical care package as well. You know,
but
every game's got that. Hey, I like using care package. Okay. I'd be cool if they brought something like they did World War II, you know, but copy them a little bit, bring in like that.
How about they bring me a fucking mini map? I mean, that would be nice. I'm sorry, I say that.
Yeah, you want a mini map, bro? You get yourself a UAV.
Yeah, well,
you gotta work for that. They're just gonna give you a damn mini map. Work for that.
I don't know.
Gotta kill somebody for that.
I guess we'll see when we actually get our hands on it. It's one of those things. I think the mini map's kind of a staple of COD that should be there, but I don't know. I guess we'll see when we get our hands on it.
Oh yeah, about a week and a half.
Anything you want to say to wrap this up here, sir?
Well, yeah, I'm just excited for the Modern Warfare, man. I really am. That's all I can really say right now. So, with that all being said, folks, hopefully you guys enjoyed our outtake on this. And, yeah, hit down on the subscribe button if you haven't already down below. And, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, folks.
Smash that like button. We're going to be back next week with the beta. So we're going to have a lot to talk about then.
Some new updates, new content on that, and see how everything flows. Especially for the ones that haven't had a chance to play the beta. You know, give you a couple day early, you know, details on it before you get your hands on the open.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Victor 1991 HUD of the QuiK Clan. Checking out.
My name is The Real Ghost 509. This CoD Coffee. And don't be a Korean savage and go out there and ask for a bunch of money and then go show off your house a week later. Alright? Thanks, guys. Peace.
Hello there, you fellow YouTubers and COD fans. Coming to you live from Washington. And says the king.